This video is brought to you by Grandeur Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country. On this episode of TFL Truck, we're gonna find out what is the most efficient full-size pickup truck of them all.
This is maybe the most epic Denver 100 we've ever done because we have all 4 half-ton trucks from each of the brands, and we're gonna see how they do.
Exactly, and this is part of our 2026 Truck of the Year competition. We have a V8, we have 2 hybrids, and a twin-turbo inline 6. Let's go. All right, Kase, so we got to top off all the trucks at the same time.
Yeah, we're starting off topping up the Ram, but everything is going to be done exactly the same between all 4 trucks before we set off on the 100-mile Denver loop.
Well, it's actually 111 miles.
Yeah.
That's my fault. But it's a toll road all the way around Denver, Colorado. And it's a long distance, right? So we should get really good data and we come back to the same point where we started.
And all 4 trucks are going to fill up using the same pump. So that's going to be identical.
And using 91 octane. We're going to splurge today because we have some premium engines today.
Yep.
And even though they run on 87, they run better on 91.
We're getting the good stuff, and we were planning for this. So even when we were filling up for the Ike earlier this week, we were using 91 as well. So the tank should be pretty much all 91.
Do you want to see Roman's credit card number?
We'll cut for that.
Yeah, premium
91.
stuff.
And look at that, there's no cap.
But we're also using our 30-second top-off method on all the trucks the same way.
That's true. It's something that we've talked to several engineers about, and they say that it's a good way to get a more consistent reading.
All right, 30 seconds.
There's 30 seconds. And the Ram's good to go.
Nice. GMC next. Once again, we're running all 4 pickup trucks at the same time on the same highway. We're going to reset the trip meter.
Exactly, so I'm going to reset that now in the Ford. We'll do the same thing in all of them.
And let's get on the highway now.
I'm so excited for this test because we've been running this route for many years, but this is a special one where we get to test
Half-ton full-size trucks all together and to see how road trip worthy these trucks are.
That's true. We get to test a lot today because all of these trucks are on the same stretch of highway at the same time. So everything is going to match up perfectly, which is great because we've done some tests with some of these trucks individually, but they were on different days. Now we're going to get much more reliable information to compare.
The elephant in the room is that not all of these trucks are the same trim level equivalent. I am driving a Sierra 1500 Denali Ultimate, which is basically the top of the line truck. And this truck does have the hands-free driving Super Cruise system, as well as many other features.
Yeah, and the F-150 that I'm in has Blue Cruise as well.
We're going to swap trucks a little later on in the loop so that we get to test out everything, but it's true. Some of these trucks are very highly optioned, that GMC especially, whereas the Ram, for example, is more of a mid-grade truck.
And you were driving an XLT, and the Tundra is a Platinum, so
There's a little bit of commonality, but it was very difficult to get very similar trim levels.
I gotta say, I'm a little jealous of you in the GMC because the interior on that Denali Ultimate is over the top. It is so nice.
I feel like I'm sitting inside of a baseball glove right now. It's super sweet. But you know what? These General Motors seats are a little bit hard.
so it just depends on your body type and what you like or don't like.
But I wish I was maybe in the Ford seat right now. Maybe a Ram seat as well.
Yeah, the seats in this F-150 are pretty comfortable. They're cloth, which I don't mind, but it's definitely not as premium of an interior as what you have in the GMC. tech is still really good on this truck. Like I mentioned, I have Blue Cruise. I think that the screens and especially the digital gauges give you a lot of really good information on this truck, so there's quite a few things it does really well, and I've got an absolutely massive sunroof on this truck too.
Now let's talk a little bit about the fuel-saving technologies that we each have in every truck. So the GMC, it's no secret, they came out with a very sophisticated cylinder deactivation system several years back. During COVID, some of those trucks didn't have it because of part availability, but this big V8 engine is able to run on sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. cylinders, depending on the power requirements. But it does not have a specific eco mode. It's just basically you get into it and you drive it, and there is no active aero on this truck either.
By contrast, the F-150 that I'm in does have a little bit of active aero at the front end, which is cool. It deploys automatically at around 45 miles per hour. The other neat thing about this truck is that for portions of the drive, like actually right now, where we're kind of coasting along, this truck will shut off the motor and maintain your speed using the electric part of this hybrid system. So right now, my V6 is not running at all, which is pretty cool. So it's actually tracking that on the dash. I can see how much of my journey has been under electric power, and I can also recover some power as we slow down. So there's quite a few things this power boost can do to save a little bit on fuel.
Right, and we'll mention the other trucks once we get into those. We'll swap and
we'll figure out, what each truck is about. And also we got to talk about range, right? Total fuel capacity. Representing traditional V8 power, we have GMC Sierra right here.
Keeping it old school, 6.2 liter, naturally aspirated V8. This is the only naturally aspirated powertrain that we're testing today. 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Pretty similar numbers to the Ram, but a 10-speed.
Yeah, and exactly. And a little bit more efficiency-minded rear axle ratio, 3:23:1. And all four of these trucks are actually kind of street versions. We're not testing specific off-roaders today.
No off-road trucks, which is good. All of these tires should have a little less rolling resistance. I think that'll help us today.
The twin-turbo V6 hybrid from Ford, which is very closely matched to the Toyota, actually.
That's true. Pretty similar figures. The Power Boost has 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque, so not quite as much as the Toyota. Also a 10-speed transmission, but one of the big differences is this is a much more aggressive rear end.
Yeah, this is a 373/1, which helps it accelerate, maybe helps it with pulling a trailer, but I wonder how it's going to work on this efficiency loop.
It's true, this truck accelerates very quickly, but that's not what we're testing right now.
Exactly, but we will. In the next video, we're going to go drag racing. By the way, both the F-150 and the Tundra have specific eco modes. The other two trucks don't.
They do, but these are definitely both hybrids that are set up more for power than efficiency.
well, speaking of range, dude, this Sierra, I hate to say, has basically the smallest fuel tank.
But if it's efficient, it could maybe not a problem. But it's a 24-gallon fuel tank in this particular Sierra because it is a crew cab shorter bed option. And if you do have extended wheelbase long bed trucks, you may get up to 28 gallons. But in my mind, especially if you're loaded up or pulling something, a trailer, I don't know if 24 gallons is enough.
Yeah, you've got the biggest engine and the smallest tank, which is, for range, not necessarily a great combination, but we'll see how it performs at the end of this MPG loop. The F-150 that I'm in has a 30.6 gallon tank, which is not too bad because this is the hybrid. If you get pretty much any other F-150 though, you get a 36 gallon tank, and that's a decent size.
Yeah, and we'll mention the Ram and the Tundra. The Tundra just kind of removed its option for a smaller tank, so all Tundras now are 32.2 gallon tanks, and the Ram has an option still between a 26 gallon and a 33, and this particular Ram we have today does not have a bigger tank.
Although if I was speccing out a truck for towing, I would want that bigger tank, because especially if you're pulling a trailer, you're gonna have to stop more often.
Let's swap into the other trucks and get some miles behind our belts.
And no matter if you're buying a brand new pickup truck or car or SUV or a slightly used one, check out our friends at GrangerWarranty.com using the link below. It's a factory-backed extended warranty. You could save some money, around $1,000 compared to other warranties. Get yourself covered for the long haul. And you can be sure they're using OEM quality parts at certified repair locations like dealerships across the country to get your vehicle back on the road. And look at that case. Just by magic, we are in different trucks.
The magic of editing, I'm now in the Tundra, you're in the Ram, and I've got to say, one thing that Ram doesn't have going for it for this test is the fact that you've got towing mirrors, which are pushing a lot of air.
Yeah, I know it's one caveat, but we have to remember, we're doing 3 major tests for 2026 Truck of the Year TFL Truck Edition. And that includes the iGauntlet, the World's Toughest Towing Test.
It also includes performance testing with a drag race and
many more testing. So it's not about one thing, it's about multiple things.
That's true. And one thing that Ram has going for it is that it is the most affordable of the 4. That also means that your interior isn't quite as upscale.
Yeah, I am on a Bighorn edition, which is just a step over the Tradesman. But the beautiful thing is, I still have quite a bit of technology because every new Ram 1500 now has adaptive cruise control system, and some fancier models like upper trim levels, including the RHO, have hands-free driving adaptive cruise as well. I don't have it on this truck, but I'm okay with that.
And my Tundra is a Platinum, like we mentioned, so this is a nicer interior. I've got a good amount of tech in here, big screens, but I've got to say, this interior really doesn't have a lot of color to it. Everything is either black or gray, so it doesn't necessarily look like it's that premium.
Yeah, I've been in the Tundra, this particular one. I agree with you. I mean, it's the second most expensive truck of our test, but it doesn't quite communicate that with, really nice, colorful materials.
Yeah, so I wish they did a little bit more of that on the inside of this just to make it look and feel more premium, but the tech is nice, the screens are nice. It's a relatively comfortable interior. These seats are maybe a little bit on the hard side, but overall it's not bad. And I've got, once again, a huge sunroof that goes all the way to the back row.
The Tundra and the Ford are actually hybrids, but also very powerful hybrids.
Yeah, 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque. Those are some pretty big figures. Also a 10-speed transmission here. And tell me about the rear axle ratio.
So this is a 331-to-1, so a little bit more efficiency-minded. So this could be very interesting, actually.
That's true. The Toyota's got the potential to do pretty well.
2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab.
And this is the newest engine that you could get really in any of these trucks because it's a 3-liter Hurricane, straight 6. So it is a pretty recent engine. This one, though, is a standard output, not the high output, which might help today.
Exactly. 420 horsepower, 469 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic. But we're doing more than just Denver 100 in our testing. So this is a specific towing package, right?
Exactly, and it does really well with towing, especially because this has got a 392 rear axle ratio, which is pretty aggressive.
Yeah, but it's not gonna probably help here at efficiency.
No, that much is not gonna help.
It's also about just kind of the comfort. I do appreciate this Ram seat a little bit more than that GMC seat I was just in. And also the wind noise is it's pretty controlled in here. It's not intrusive.
That's true, especially equipped with a Hurricane. That Ram is very quiet. Those engines are super smooth and they don't make a lot of noise. This Tundra, I have to give credit to because it's got an amazing ride quality, so it's very smooth in its suspension, which I like.
actually, I gotta say, all 4 of these trucks, because we also drove them for the iGauntlet,
are actually pretty comfy, especially mostly on laden. They're quiet, nice, and the straight 6 engine, we've said it many times in this Ram, it's maybe one of the smoothest engines of them all.
That's true. It doesn't have the personality of the V8 and the GMC, to be fair. None of the rest of these do.
unless you equip them with some of the other V8s that are available.
But that Hurricane is so quiet and so smooth. It's unbelievable. It's definitely the least coarse of any of the engines here.
All right, dude. So I think the only thing that's left is really to go get back to our fuel stop and calculate, see what the MPG is, and also calculate what the potential range would be. If you and I decided to go to Vegas right now, how far can we get?
Yeah, because trucks like these are great for long road trips, so we'll find out.
All the trucks have gone about 91.5 miles. Let's check the efficiency. The Ram is showing 22.7. Wow, this is weird. The GMC Sierra is showing 94 miles. Slightly different distance, even though we were driving identically, and 22.9. Wow. The Tundra is showing 21.9. Interesting. Whoa, in the Ford, it shows about 92 miles driven with 25.7 mpg. Wow, we gotta get back to the fuel station to actually get to the bottom of this. So the EPA says on the Ram Hurricane, this exact truck, 18 city, 24 highway, 20 combined, I'm showing 23 exactly
So it's
after
not,
this loop.
Yeah, it's not far off of the EPA figure.
No, but let's see what happens at the pump.
All right, time to get filled up. 91 like before. Because we're nice guys. Fill this up with 91.
Heck yeah. All right, 30 seconds.
All right, top off time. Just over 5 gallons.
Wow. 111 miles, that's our GPS distance. Divide by 5.165
Yep.
equals 21 and a half.
Oh, so worse than the trip computer thought.
Yeah,
By a decent
so-
margin.
Decent, so the computer was overestimating a bit. So that's quite interesting. Let's see how the V8 did.
Yeah, that's going to be a big question mark.
Yeah. $23 also?
Yeah.
But also more precise odometer reading on distance.
Yeah, so
That's interesting.
this is saying 23 miles per gallon, 111 miles almost exactly. So that's kind of what we expect. But I'm surprised that this thinks at least it's matching what the Ram also thought it was doing.
Right. So let's see if that cylinder deactivation is working or not.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the computer's estimate. It's a little higher than I would have expected.
So the EPA on this particular truck is 15 city, 19 highway, 16 combined. So 19, I mean, if we're getting over 20, I mean, we're winning in this truck.
Oh, wow. And it's topped at about 4.5. We'll see how big our top off is, but man.
I don't believe it.
Now.
That was a sizable top off.
Yeah, so it's better than the Ram.
Yeah.
See by how much?
Yeah, let's calculate. Okay, same distance, 111 miles, divide by 4.7.
5.2.
5.2. Sorry for moving. 23.4?
Wow. So that's pretty close to what the computer was figuring.
Yes. And very good, actually.
Yeah, that's great. For
I
a
mean,
V8, 6.2 liter?
I mean, if the EPA says 19 for this truck, that's really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Can the hybrid actually beat this?
We're going to find out.
Okay.
Since our reset, the Toyota is saying 22.3, which is a little surprising because this is a hybrid, and the other two non-hybrids we've looked at so far, we're estimating 23.
This is bizarre, but let's see what it actually is.
Find out.
Alrighty, so let's see what the iForce Max Toyota has in store for us.
Yeah, to be fair, this is a hybrid system that's not really designed to be efficient, like we said. not
It's
the
meant
main
for
goal.
power, really.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what Toyota has told us.
And it's got a lot of power. 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque is a lot of both.
Oh, super close, dude.
Yeah.
We need to wait 30 seconds.
You
Okay,
got
here we go.
Okay.
Very close, but maybe beat that V8 by a hair. 111 miles divided by 4.631, correct?
Yep.
That's what we had in the Tundra, equals almost 24. I mean, if you round, basically 24.
Yeah, so this trip computer was a little pessimistic,
Yes.
but the truck did pretty well.
Let's see the EPA rating on this.
Andre's got his notes here.
22 on the highway was the hybrid rating.
So it did a little better.
Yeah, that's a good news.
Yeah.
But
So
what
far.
about the Ford?
The Ford is saying a pretty impressive, if it's true, 26.3 mpg. And part of the reason for that is it's saying about 23.6 miles of our trip it was able to do without the engine running, which is pretty cool. What I will say is one thing I noticed when I was driving the Tundra
Yeah.
is that it didn't seem to shut off its engine nearly as much as the Ford.
Yeah, the Ford seems to be a lot more willing to do that, and does it more often, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's got the potential to help it a lot. So this could be the best of the four.
Well, let's find out. Yeah, if this is anywhere over 24, I would be quite impressed. Can you actually grab the sticker to see what our EPA friends at the EPA are telling us?
According to the window sticker, it should get 24 highway.
Oh,
And so far, we've done better than the EPA estimate on just about everything. So we might do better than that.
no way. All right, do you have a timer?
I got it going.
And remember, dude, this Ford has a more aggressive rear axle than that Toyota,
Yeah,
actually.
373.
Yeah.
All right, now
Now?
hit it.
That was another decent top off, but we're under 4.
Under 4 gallons, yeah.
Dang! I never expected this. 111 miles divided by 3.743 gallons.
The truth.
Oh, what?
Almost 30 mpg.
29.7?
That's impressive. That's a good number.
Okay, so here was not quite making sense. I mean, we did everything as correctly as we could. I mean, we drove the same way,
Sure.
in the same day, in the same.
There's some variables that you can't control.
But I remember driving. I used to own a 2021 version of this F-150 hybrid truck, and I remember going to Albuquerque in my truck with my family, and getting like 21, 22. It was a really windy week.
yeah.
But still, I did not expect this at all.
Yeah. Well, it's a good number, even factoring some margin of error for human factor error and
Or maybe pump error or
Yeah.
something like
you
that.
never know. This still did fantastic. It's a really good number.
Wow. So we promised to also look at the range, right? How far can you drive
True.
this way? So the Ram, can you do this calculation? 21.5 times 26, which is the size of the tank.
We're looking at about 559.
Okay, the next calculation here is 23.4 times 24.
561. Almost
So
562.
almost the same.
Very similar number.
Okay. Over here, 24 times 32.5.
780.
7.
That's what it's saying. 24 times
Dude, we
32
could
and a half.
drive to Vegas in one shot.
That's a big tank.
But what about this? 29.7 times 30.6.
Saying about 906 miles.
906 miles? Yes, let's go to Vegas in this. So
Yeah.
the answer is clear. I mean, Ford PowerBoost Hybrid is the most efficient half-ton truck.
Yes. Whatever way you spin it, even factoring any margin
Some
of error,
air, yes.
the F-150 still did the best by far.
Wow.
The others were pretty close.
I thought I knew what was going to happen, but I didn't quite know this.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed that the GMC was right in line with the Hurricane and not super far off the Tundra.
Yeah, that was very good to see.
Yeah, so pretty impressive figures, but the Ford wins.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time as I go blind.